What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and talk about this incredible sad story that took place over the weekend. I'm pretty sure that you guys have already heard the news because it's dealing with Mariah Carey. So Mariah Carey lost both her mom and sister on the same day this past weekend, and I believe it was this past Saturday. Now, while a lot of Mariah Carey fans are sending their well wishes and condolences her way, there are a lot of people that are giving this the side eye while still sending Mariah her well wishes and condolences based off of her connection to Clive Davis. Now, a lot of people are coming to the conclusion that this is the price that Mariah had to pay in order to obtain the amount of fame that she has. And just like a friend of mine that's currently in the music industry told me a long time ago, you just can't make it in the business based off of your talent. Once you get to that $20 million net worth, you get paid a visit from the top. And normally, 9 times out of 10, you have to sacrifice something, whether it be your soul or this demonic and satanic force may command the souls of your family members all the way down to the little ones. Now, I will say this. I'm not jumping to the conclusion and saying that this is actually factual, that there was some sacrifice that took place here. But what I am saying, it's worth having the conversation based off of the history of Clive Davis and people around him. Have you noticed that people around him and Diddy just dropped like flies? And also, let me take the time to expound on this because I've seen a lot of chit chat on the internet ever since the news broke that Mariah Carey lost both her mom and sister on the same day. I've come across a lot of people saying, oh Lord, here come the people that are going to be saying that this is some type of sacrifice. I don't want to see it. All I want to see is condolences to Mariah Carey and things like that. But I noticed that when Whitney Houston passed away, when Kanye West's mother passed away, and all the melanated individuals and entertainers in the business, when they had something unfortunate to happen to them, like Whitney Houston, Prince, and things like that, Michael Jackson, we came to the conclusion very quickly that something happened to them. Whether it was MJ and Prince exposing the dark, deep secrets of Hollywood and also the music industry and basically wanting more control of certain things, and also Whitney wanted more control of her music. She wanted to make more money. And what happened? They all came up missing. Now, I'm smart enough to know not every celebrity or people that are close to the celebrity, like their family, pass away because of some sacrifice. People get sick. People have accidents and things like that. But in my opinion, it's just rather alarming that you have a mom and a sister of a big time celebrity that passed away on the same day. Now, I'm pretty sure that I can go and do a deep dive within US history and find out there were several family members, hundreds of thousands over the course of so many years, that ended up passing on the same day. But again, the caveat here is Clive Davis and the association he's had with so many people that were prominent within the music industry. So for the people that were weary about individuals coming out questioning the passing of Mariah Carey's mom and sister and tying it to some possible sacrifice, may I pose the question to you all. Do you think that Mariah is exempt from paying her dues? Because the last time I checked, the devil doesn't show any favoritism or nepotism to his children. Now, with all of that said, I do want to acknowledge the fact that Mariah Carey's sister and mom had their health challenges, right? And so I believe Allison, Mariah's sister, was diagnosed with AIDS back in the early 90s, and also she had her struggles with addiction. Now, Mariah's mom, Patricia, wasn't too far removed from having to move out of her home because Mariah Carey sold the home that she bought her mother after her brother Morgan tried to sue her for $1.2 million. So Mariah ended up placing her mom in an assisted living program. That way she could receive around-the-clock care. Now, this is a statement that Mariah released in regards to the passing of her mom and her sister, and it says, I feel blessed that I was able to spend the last week with my mom before she passed. Carey said in a statement, I appreciate everyone's love and support and respect for my privacy during this impossible time. Now, you notice that Mariah didn't mention anything about her sister. That's because they weren't on the best of terms. And Mariah had a struggling relationship with her mother also, but they were on better terms than Mariah and her sister were. Now, Mariah talked about these mishaps that she had with her sister and her mom in her book. And she talked about the fact that her sister was trying to pimp her out, had her on drugs, and things of that nature. Now, following the announcement of the passing of Mariah's mom and her sister, a lot of people are turning back to the interview that Allison did, where she says that she witnessed sacrifice, and the sacrifices took place to get Mariah's career to the next level. So y'all, I'm gonna roll these clips and then I'll be back to close the video.
There was a close family member involved in a satanic cult. Used to force me to attend certain rituals. There were a lot of things that I witnessed that, were like secrets that you wish you didn't have to hold on to. People would be wearing black robes with hoods, so you couldn't see their faces. And they'd be walking in a line, chanting the usual things that satanic cults do. I did suffer abuse during those rituals. Some of those satanic holidays, they always will be involved with abuse with children. When Mariah was in any danger, when she was a child, when there was something going on where she could have been harmed, I did whatever I could do to protect her. Mariah was 3 years old, and I was 11, and I was threatened, if you don't do this, what we're telling you to do, and we're gonna kill her, And when you're given that type of a threat, it's almost impossible to ignore what you're being told.
Yeah.
Mariah, I know that you've gone through a tremendous amount of pain and difficulty. And sometimes it's as though, I know sometimes you feel as though what you're remembering didn't really happen, I just want you to know that if there was ever any way that you needed help from me, just pick up the phone and call me. I would always be there for you.
Carey, Mariah Carey's sister, talks about the sacrifices they would do for Mariah to get famous. Children 1 to 3 years old were sacrificed, and this traumatized her horrifically.
We'd have these big circles of these Satanists around an altar where the people, sometimes in hooded, what do you call them? They were wearing these long cloaks that were brown with hoods, and they'd be in a circle or two circles, one inside of the other, by the altar, where there'd be live children and sometimes babies. And that would happen at night. I saw people get stabbed and start, and it would be dripping to the floor. It was children. The youngest I ever saw stabbed, I'd say it was about younger than 2 years. And then there were several that were 2 and 3 years. I can't imagine how anybody got away with that. The kid disappears. Don't detectives come try to figure out what happened?
So Mariah Carey just confirmed today that her mom, Patricia, and her sister Allison both passed over the weekend on the same day. But it has not been confirmed as to how they passed away. Now, if you didn't know, Allison and Mariah, Allison is her sister, did not have a really good relationship together. Now, Mariah did say in a statement that she is very heartbroken. She is torn up about the passing of her mom and her sister, and how ironically they passed on the same day. But if you didn't know, Allison and Mariah did not have the best relationship. Allison was her older sister. She left home at a very early age. She succumbed to taking, illegal substances. And then she was attacked in a home invasion right around, I think it was like 2016 or something like that. And because she was attacked in a home invasion, it left her like partially brain damaged. And she was found wandering in the streets at some point by, I think, their brother Morgan. And she was barefoot and she was unclothed. So at that point, her mental started to decline and she needed surgery. and she released a video reaching out to Mariah. She said, Mariah, I need your help. And basically, I guess she was asking Mariah for financial help with her medical bills because she needed surgery. And Morgan, I think that's their brother, also was like, this is your sister. You shouldn't leave her hanging. She needs help. If at any point in time, this is the time we need you the most. But Mariah ignored it. Can you blame her? She said she thought it was best to just completely cut contact with them. And she also stated that in her memoir that she wrote, that she completely cut contact with her sister and her brother because she didn't feel it was necessary and, to continue to be a pain to each other. So in 2021, Mariah's sister Allison did attempt to sue her for $1.25 million because of, she stated, as far as like, I guess what she said in the memoir, I can't think of the word right now, when someone says something that isn't true about someone, but it's false or whatever. I can't think of the word. I watch a lot of court shows, but I can't think of the word. So essentially now, years later, people are like, she should feel bad because she could have helped her sister. She could have saved her. She had the money. But now she's passed. Her mom and her sister have passed. So sending condolences to Mariah and her family. And yeah.
Mariah Carey's family is shaking. Mariah Carey's mother lost her life the same day as her sister Allison over the weekend. The coroner's reports have not come out yet. The cause of deaths have not been released. But there's so much in this story. You're talking to a lamb. A lamb is a Mariah Carey fan. And baby, that's me. And I know the tea, so let's talk about it. Mariah Carey's mother name is Patricia, and Patricia and her had a very troubled past, but from the outside looking in, it always looked like Mariah Carey stood by her mother. Now, in like 2020, there were a lot of articles coming out at the same time as Mariah Carey's book, The Meaning of Mariah, had came out, and it exposed a lot of her past. She said she cried, had a breakdown while writing it, but the stories about her mother led to her feelings, allegedly, according to the press in 2020, they were saying that the mother was cult obsessed, and she ended up having to move the mother out of a home that she purchased her in New York to a home, like a nursing home. Now, y'all know I'm a Mariah Carey fan, so I'm going to stick beside my girl. In the press, they tried to make it seem like where they moved Mariah Carey's mother, it was like y'all moved her to a nursing home. She doesn't deal with her brother. She doesn't deal with her sister. And she put her mama in the home. This is the home. This is the home. Baby, this don't look like prison to me. It looks like a nice Miami resort. And that's what Mariah Carey said. She said, I put my mother in one of the best top star nursing homes ever created. But, they were estranged. But I think towards the end, I think that they were fine. Now, see, Mariah Carey's sister, she was never going to be fine with. This is some old tea. If you're a Mariah Carey fan, if you're a true lamb, you already know about Allison. Allison back in the day was a ex-worker, okay? My girl used to be walking the red light district, the blade, if you will. And she used to be trying to allegedly take Mariah Carey out there. As a child, she made Mariah Carey do unthinkable things with people for money and pimped out her little sister, allegedly. So Mariah Carey has never fooled with her. She has been HIV positive for years. Since, I think at the time, it was a death sentence and a diagnosis. All the way in the 80s, 90s, people weren't living through it. But in like the 2000s, 2010s, her sister was all in the press talking about the mama and talking about Mariah Carey. When she would talk about Mariah Carey, she would say that her sister was not helping her with no medical bills. But we knew what on between them, so we was like, Mariah ain't got to fool with you. She got enough trauma, more than a little bit from you. But, it was always like, she's letting me pass away in this hospital. She's not helping me with the bills. I'm out here writing the press just to get a story out. Now, let me move myself. This is a story from The Sun. And this is when her sister said, Mariah Carey's sister accuses mom of pimping her out when she was 10 years old. See, that's another thing, too. She's saying, I got it from my mama. Now, the press saying that the mama is cult obsessed at the time. Then she's saying that the pimping out started with the mother. It all could be true. It all could be not true, allegedly. Now, this is Mariah Carey's brother. She don't fool with that brother neither. But I wonder if now, they're the last two left, because I don't think that there's any other kids. It's just Mariah, Allison, and the brother. If there's somebody else, y'all write me down in the comments. Yes, I am a lamb, but I really think it's just them. Y'all know y'all could come out and be like, it was an exchanged brother from back in the day that you didn't know about and you don't love Mariah Carey, but I do. And you could even see the discomfort in Mariah Carey's face. See, I done dug deep into Mariah Carey's life, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Mariah Carey, she basically had to go be with Tommy Mottola, who was a complete psychopath. Y'all know this is not today. This is not the Me Too movement. My girl had to do what she had to do. Very Ashanti Irv Gotti. I got to get this married man. I got to up my career. Very Diana Ross, Berry Gordy. If I'm not sleeping with the boss is not putting my career on the forefront, okay? This is what made her a megastar. But y'all got to understand the type of psycho he is. I watched I really am not gonna hold y'all. It was like an 8-hour documentary one time on Mariah Carey. It took me days to watch it. It's on YouTube, and it broke down a lot of stuff. And they talked about, okay, for example, let me give you a story of how crazy it was so you can really get the mindset, because y'all gotta understand this is a psycho. This is somebody whispering in your ear like, I'm gonna kill you after dinner. Smile at these cameras at the Grammys. I'm gonna beat you into submission when we get home. Smile. One of those scary type. So this one time, the Brat and Mariah Carey and Jermaine Dupri were all down to the house that her and Tommy Mottola shared. Well, the Brat snuck Mariah Carey out. She had to sneak her out dead in the night or whatever or something just to go get McDonald's. But they did that so she could have a little bit of freedom. That's what kind of crazy, watchful eye he had on Mariah Carey. Like, you don't go nowhere. You don't talk to nobody. So the Brat had to sneak her out to have a little bit of young fun. This is an old man. He's old with his old self. And then Mariah Carey's all young and supple and down with the crew. You know what I mean? She still got Stilo. The Brat come over. She like, girls, go get some McDonald's. Let's just ride around. Like, we got millions of dollars. The Brat like, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. They got Jermaine Dupri, Tommy Mottola's goons, hemmed up down to the studio. About pistol whipped Jermaine, got him held gun to him, and he confirmed that. So we not even gonna say that's allegedly. That really happened. That's the level of control Mariah Carey was under. Even if you're grown, where's your mama? Where is your peoples? Is your peoples not like, hey, we're gonna at least do everything we can, but she just a woman, she don't got the power. But I can see, you know what I mean, the cores of that strain in the relationship. Well, I gave you all that to say, the mama and the sister are gone now. They passed away on the same day. We're going to come out later. We're going to find out how they passed away. But this picture of the mother in 2020 didn't indicate she was in the best health. Look at her right here. This is her 2020. Pat was looking very frail. And I haven't really seen photos from her since 2020. I couldn't really find any new ones where she looked plump and better. So, prayers for the Carey family. This is sad. That sister, she had a rough life. She had gone through a lot of drug abuse, sexual abuse, HIV. So her body was put through the ringer through the years. We're going to find out why later, but prayers up, Mariah Carey. I love you so much. I'm sorry that happened to you.
So I'm going to read you guys some of the comments that I came across. This person says, for everyone talking S about the people who think it's some Illuminati S, keep in mind this is the same sister that sued the same mother for forcing them into S acts on strangers during the middle of the night, satanic rituals when she was only 10 years old. The lawsuit includes details of ritual sacrifices, and yes, it's an actual lawsuit, and yes, Google is only one click away. Not everything is far-fetched as it seems. So then another person says, so this doesn't sound Illuminati-ish at all, right? Nah, not at all, can't be. And then if you go down to the third comment, someone just simply says sacrifice. And last but not least, someone says, what in the Clive Davis is going on? So guys, I just wanted to read you a few of these comments because there are so many more. I didn't want to go through all of them, but a lot of people have a lot of questions about this. Now, a lot of people seem to try to discredit the sister because she had a DRUG addiction, but I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people will use your shortcomings and your addictions against you to discredit you. Doesn't mean that this woman was telling a lie. It just seems like to me that Mariah didn't want to accept her childhood and what actually happened to her. And I'm gonna say allegedly because the sister could have came up with this fictitious lie or whatever the case may be, but she was just too detailed for me. She was extremely detailed about the situation and everything that she saw, just keeping it real. But anyway, I'm gonna draw the line here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole entire situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I get with you guys later. Peace.